Hello everyone, this is Blake Warts DB back finally after probably 6 or 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks now. So lots of excuses, but the main ones being I've been out on vacation for a while, and then in between a couple of vacations I've had work, and then another event that is hobby related but not vinyl community. I should actually mention that. Some of you may know that I'm into zines and mini comics. Pretty much any self-published stuff, but mostly tend towards zines and mini comics. And I do some reviews for a zine review zine called Xerography Debt XD, and there's a zine fest that was coming up in the area in Richmond, Virginia, that I had never been to, and so I needed to go check it out, right? Pick up some more material for review and etc. But some of you may also know that Mark, Glass Orchid Aftermath, published his own zine called Glass Orchid. And we got to chatting a little bit, and a little bit of encouragement on both sides. We both ended up being there, and so I got to meet Mark in Richmond and his brother Steve. It's very cool to meet him. Had a good time, had a great lunch and chat afterwards. But of course, as anything like this, when we're having lots of fun, time just passes by so quickly. So I had to beeline out of there. But it was great to meet Mark. Thanks for making the drive. I know it was a long drive. It was a long one for me too, and that's cool. I certainly will do that again. But this is about, depending on where YouTube is sticking the title today, I think downstairs now. Some VCLT, long overdue VCLT. But if you know me by now, I like to listen to the material that I talk about, so that I at least can relay my thoughts, opinions, or at least some real comments about the things that I'm showing, and not just showing a bunch of covers. So, with that being said, with the vacations and the out of town stuff going on, I'm waving my hand a lot. I think I get that from Chris now. Chris, look what you've done to me. I sense that Chris waves his hands a lot in his videos. He does a lot of this, so I'm doing a lot of this. Well, okay, alright, so VCLT. Number one, I got two to show. First one being from Andrew. Oh shoot, I can't think. A turntabillist, that's right, that's his ID. He sent me a nice little stack of stuff. Oops, you weren't supposed to see that last one. A nice little stack of stuff. A cool note, nice box, and I wanted to go through a few of these with you. I hope he doesn't mind, because I'm going to show you some of the post-it notes that he adds to these, because this is very funny. Baird Hershey, looking for that groove? More like looking for the cheese ball. I have to agree. This cover that's awful. And at least he says, trust me, give it a listen. It's great. Yes, it is great. It's a very good record. At least the pics on the backs are cool. And I agree that the images on the back are better looking. And so one of the running jokes that I have with Andrew and several other people is that they're afraid to send me stuff, because I may already have a copy of it. So, sorry Andrew, I already had this, and I wouldn't say anything in the email. Of course I've emailed him, right? I didn't want to say anything, I just wanted to make a joke of it when I finally did get the video. Yes, fantastic record. I have an extra now, thanks to Andrew, and I will pass it along if you're interested. Very good set of music. Probably more, I wouldn't say avant-garde or even traditional jazz. It's just kind of in the sweet spot, guitarish, Actually, I don't know how to describe this. To be honest, it is good music. It's jazz music, less fusiony than jazz, but when you start throwing in guitars and a lot of horns in there, it kind of sounds a little bit fusiony-ish. From 1977, Claim It. So yeah, already had a copy of it. Sorry about that, Andrew. Did not have a copy of this. There was no sticker. Ralph Towner, great stuff here. Again, more of the classic ECM stuff. Garbarek, Weber, and Christensen on here. Guitar, bass. If you heard Ralph Towner and you know the work that he does with the ECM, it's more the same. This is a classic ECM album, though. I did not have it. Thank you very much. Glad to have it. Cecil Taylor. Wow, I'm betting you already have this one. Should make for good VCLT. I did not have this one. Honestly, I don't have much Cecil Taylor. I'm late to the Cecil Taylor game because a couple of the early pieces of Cecil Taylor that I bought, I couldn't get into. I couldn't understand. He takes a little learning, and I've since learned a lot since beginning to collect jazz and free jazz and avant-garde jazz and stuff like that. Non-traditional jazz, I should say. And yes, I appreciate Cecil Taylor now, and had not had a chance to pick up this Arista Freedom release, Silent Tongues. Solo work live at Montreux. Very, very good stuff. Cecil Taylor, piano to the extreme. I mean, he's really challenging, but there's enough melody and rhythm and the things that you can easily fall on to if you start to get lost with Cecil Taylor. So he's not hard to get into if you're new to this type of music. Like I said, when I first bought a lot of jazz stuff, I just didn't know what to make of Cecil Taylor. But now I do, and thank you very much, Andrew. Did not have this one. Haha. Now we get into some more modern classical. Elliott Carter, Double Concerto. You better not have this. Sorry for that really loud scream, but I do. Again, classical music is going to be very tough to get for me because I have a lot. But that's not to say this one isn't worth keeping. A purple None Such label. I honestly hadn't seen that. My None Such label is, this one is, I believe, the chocolate brownish, label. So I think what you sent me, Andrew, is a later release, which probably means it's quieter. I haven't compared the two because I haven't listened to the one you sent because I'm already familiar with Elliott Carter. Chances are I am going to keep both of them. Just because I'm that way, and Elliott Carter, you don't easily come by it, so likely I'll keep it. Thank you very much. So, the cream of the crop, and you've been listening to it. If you haven't already figured it out, and that quick slip I had at the very beginning, I agree. The cream of the crop. The Elliott Carter is very good, so it'd be hard for me to say this is the cream, but since I already had it and I did not have this, Bar Phillips, Mountainscapes, another classic ECM release. Whoop! And if you've already got this, no worries, just make sure it goes to a worthy VC member. No, this one's staying with me. I did not have this Bar Phillips. Unlike all you West Coasters who get all the cool thrift stores and record shops, ECM is still hard for me to find here in Charlotte or here in the Southeast. So I am thankful for this, very much so. You hear lots of synthesizer kind of music and stuff like that. For the most part, it's in the back, and you have your bass. Thank goodness you have your bass and other instruments in the front, and except for a couple of tracks where it's laying down, more of the melody. Very, very good release for Bar Phillips. With Andrew's help, I'm learning to just love what Bar has done throughout his career. Very, very instrumental, influential with the bass. So I encourage you to pick up Bar Phillips whenever you can. Thank you, Andrew, very much for this. And so that's what Andrew, turntabillist, sent me. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry that it's taken so long to give you an official public thanks. Sorry about the 2 extras that I now have. That's not a problem. One of them will go out very quickly, I'm sure. And the other one, I think I'm going to keep that Elliott Carter since it's a different pressing. But I always appreciate it. Thank you very much. One other VCLT that kind of showed up twice. Oh, Jimmy, Earl of Suave. He has been a madman with Black Saint and Soul Note ever since the big Clumpfoot find that we had, and he's really gotten into Lester Bowie, and we've been having this kind of running conversation going on about Lester Bowie and the art ensemble and things like that. And he learned that I did not have Lester Bowie's first release on Nessa. I just have not been able to find it in good shape. And lo and behold, guess what shows up in the mail? Lester Bowie numbers 1 and 2. Nessa number 1. Absolutely thrilled to get this. He said there was a caveat. There was a little wrinkle in it. And I did some other video. I'm going to try to learn how to patch a couple things together and show you. There was a little warp in it, a really slight wave. Was very easily able to get that out, not a problem. And again, love this. This is basically Lester, Malachi, Joseph, Roscoe. This is basically the art ensemble before they were calling themselves the art ensemble. Fantastic Nessa release. If you know art ensemble, you know this type of music. Just very, very. I'm painting the picture here. So you listen to it with an open mind, you pay attention to it, and you listen all around you. This is great headphone music. I absolutely love to listen to this with headphone music. Listen to the different instrumentations going on. I mean, big instruments and little instruments. And listen to the sound stage around you, the different musicians interacting with what each other is doing. And one thing that I like a lot about art ensemble, and here, Lester Bowie, Roscoe, Joseph, Malachi, is that they use silent space very well. A lot of avant-garde or edgy free jazz stuff, they flood you with so much going on, and it is often relentless. They just don't let up, right? But for the most part, art ensemble, and in this release here, you get some quiet time. You get some time where things are developing, and it really makes it for me because I like to be able to digest some stuff that's going on before another motive or piece of music or an idea starts developing. So thank you very much, Jimmy Earl of Suave. But he didn't just send it once. There's a trend here. He sent it twice. So I think he was bummed a little bit that, you know, we had to work with our vinyl flats to get this one down. It really didn't take much effort, but he found another one on a different colored label. This one, the first one he sent, was the classic teal blue Nessa, you know, half teal on top, white on bottom. This one is more of a solid burnt sienna with Nessa written on it label. This one is absolutely mint shade. So thank you, Jimmy, for sending not one but two. Damn near impossible to find in good shape, and he managed to find two really good ones. I appreciate it, man. What can I say? This is what, as Roger has said several times, this is what makes the vinyl community the very powerful thing that it is. We help each other find the music that we're looking for. We introduce things to each other that we think they may like. You know, I'm especially thankful for all of the music that let's see, Anders and Anders, you keep showing us great music. Then we got Suck Funk Van. He shows us lots of stuff that we should have in our collections but often can't find. And the list goes on. I'm just not gonna try to name everybody, but that's what makes the vinyl community what it is. So again, thank you, Jimmy. One was enough. And thank you, Andrew, for the stack that you gave me, and especially the Bar Phillips. I'm still after Bar Phillips on Opus 1. Hadn't found that one yet. Hopefully I'll get it soon. So anyway, I'm going to be back again hopefully soon. I've got a vinyl flat video, kind of a results kind of thing. I just started videoing some stuff, and I just got to figure out how to put it together. So hopefully I'll see you again soon, and thanks again, everyone. Take care.